All right, Big Bang. Today is Monday, January 4th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. We're back after a week off the snake draft. Today, we are joined by KenJac on Zoom, and we also have an extra fill-in here. White Sox Dave is in Vegas, so RA's filling in for him. So, KenJac, thanks for doing it. How we doing?
Yeah, of course, man. Doing good. Swore in the New Year down in North Carolina. Had a fun time. How about you guys?
Good, man. It's there's a lot of rust off the tires here. We got to get over.
Yeah, we're shaking out the cobwebs. Getting back here on a Sunday. We got the Bears coming up in a little bit, so it's everybody's a little bit tense here today, and I'm excited for this one though. RA, were you able to get into theaters for R-rated movies in 1994?
Fuck, I wasn't at R-rated movies in 1978, so yeah, I had no problem getting into them in 1994.
Just making sure.
I got a couple questions before we get started, and the first one is for I have one for the board, but yeah, obviously the first one's for myself. I have a stick up my ass. The Bears are about to play the Packers. I'm a little bit on edge. This is basically... Yeah, I mean, like, in as much as, like, we joke around, like, like, we love the Bears, like, I mean, this is pretty fucking serious. We're playing the Packers to go to the playoffs. So I just want to get that out there. So if I seem on edge, it's because I very much am. Second question. RA, this is your second time.
Yep.
Are you coming in here with any lessons from your earlier experience?
Is that another way of asking, should I pander to the crowd like you do?
Wow. Let's go. I love it. On edge, what are the other times then if it's for this?
I'm trying to draft the best team I think is the best team to draft. Now, I'm not trying to win over the fans who were wearing the jerseys, I guess. Like, I don't regret my Monterey pop. I honestly thought one of you guys would have at least one of you guys would have known about it, and none of you did. So, yeah, I mean, have I taken Miracle first and then Monterey would have still been sitting there, but say la vie, I don't regret it. The Rumble in the Jungle is a pretty big deal. So.
That's a shot because I took Woodstock, I believe. Not a shot at my character. You and I are are good amigos. And then the other question I have for just KenJac is, what's your confidence level as you come into this? Are you nervous? Like, I know this is your sweet spot, but this is our sweet spot.
I'm pretty confident. I would have liked a higher pick, but I think having, a sort of like a little gap back to back, I think that's good. I have a good middle group of movies on my list here, my draft order. And I've heard rumors about who panders to who and all that among you guys. But I will say, I listened to the last episode.
It's not rumors.
Carl. Heat Miser, fantastic pick. Phenomenal pick.
And you're a movie expert. Thank you.
There you go.
Heat Miser tortured my dreams for years.
In that
guy is scary as hell.
In that same vein, obviously, congratulations to myself for winning the last draft. We didn't get to that yet.
Yeah, you have 11 of them. I have 17.
Oh, yeah, but a lot of people, I won 2 out of 3 Christmas drafts. A lot of people are calling me Mr. Christmas RA. I did a couple Zooms, dressed up as Santa, went around. People are, everywhere I go, there's Mr. Christmas. So, Chief,
well,
you can
we're
have
on
your
to
songs,
2021
and,
officially.
yeah.
That's in the past. So we're on to today's draft, which was movies from 1994. I don't really care about that draft anymore. So long ago, it happened to somebody else.
I'd hide a body for KenJac right now. Like, having the Heat Miser validation from you is literally like one step away from Tiger Woods being like, that's not a bad 7-iron. So thank you.
It's a fantastic song, too. I was upset that I don't know who edits the pod. I think it was Tom, right? You didn't insert the song. The song is the best part about Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Heat Miser. This song is so goddamn good. And I was waiting for it to queue up, and it just never came.
Tom?
Every redheaded kid in the country for the last 40 years hates the Heat Miser.
Oh, yeah. Despise it. More than Scott Farkas, whatever his name is.
Scott.
Yeah, Scott Farkas, yes.
People don't realize that. Before we continue, though, I do want to talk about Roman. Most guys have tried different ways to last longer in bed, but thinking about baseball, thinking about Heat Miser doesn't always work. The folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman swipes because it's the secret to lasting longer during sex. Roman swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast-acting, but they don't require a prescription. Roman can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipe packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipe out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you're good to go. That's it. To get your hands on it, go to GetRoman.com/dogwalk. You can get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That's GetRoman.com/dogwalk. Go get some swipes. KenJac, you like the swipes?
I like the swipes. I use the swipes in a bunch of different ads with Roman, and you take them out, and I did it with a bat. I pantomimed jerking myself off with a bat with the swipe. They didn't like that ad, but they liked my Audible ads for LCB so far.
There you go. So yeah, go get some Roman swipes. Yeah, like everyone's saying, it is the 1994 movie draft. KenJac, you host the movie podcast for Barstool, so I mean, this is the biggest movie year maybe ever, right?
It is. Everyone's been saying that. It's a packed Oscar year. There's a lot of huge pictures out right now. Everyone's flocking to the theaters. So it's big. It's a big time. So that's why we're going back to 1994, the year after I was born, to talk about some movies.
Yeah. So I'll just say this, and then we'll get going. There's 5 movies. I think that it's like undisputable that like it's going to go 1 through 5. Like
I think there's 4.
I think so.
You think there's 4?
Yeah.
Do you think so too?
I have on my list, there's 4 which I'm sure are going to go at some point in like the top 6 at least. And then after that, I think it's a little wishy-washy, a little more subjective.
Okay, I got you. But we'll see. I think it's a loaded fucking year. So here's the order.
Wait, is that why you picked 94?
Yeah, it's regarded as like the best
it's
movie year. It's
regarded
like,
as-
it's like-
I'm not joking. I am not joking. I thought you picked it because Mitch was born in 94.
for sure not. It's like 1994 and then like 1939, or like those are like the 2 big movie
I
years.
think 84, one of those years too, had a really good year. RA might know better.
Well, let the record
there's one that
show.
you're-
94 is big year. So the order is Rear Admiral, Chief, Carl, KenJac, and I am last. Okay. You all right? Carl's talking to the camera.
I'm giving Mitch a let's go, Mitch. I'm cheering for Mitch, man.
All right. So Rear Admiral, you're up first. You're on the clock.
All right. We just talked about the Oscars, and this was one year where the Oscars blew it. Number 1 overall pick. You hear that?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, no brainer to me. You guys can take whoever, but Pulp Fiction should have won Best Picture easily that year. Sam Jackson probably should have won Best Supporting Actor, but Pulp Fiction, absolute no brainer. Couldn't give up the 1 hole here.
What's your favorite
That's
scene
just
there?
bad motherfucker.
Oh God, that's like asking fucking Mike Brady who his favorite kid is. I don't know. I mean,
The Coke now has got to be the most iconic, right?
The Gimp, probably the Gimp scene, that whole, because that just took like particularly male viewers' minds where it had never really been before in a movie since like Deliverance. And you were just like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, you were like agape at the fucking screen when that scene happened. So
you got hard at that scene too. Yeah, I get you.
Also, too, if you watch close, when they go back to the when Jules and Vincent, right before the thing comes out of the bathroom and shoots at him, the bullet holes are already in the wall. Next time you watch, when the guy, actually, that's what's Arquette, the trans sibling there. What's Alexis Arquette? That's well. At the time he came out the thing and shot him, and all the bullet holes are already in the wall behind him.
That's Phil Lamar too. The what do you call it? The other guy in that burger scene. He does like the voice of like almost, and he was in Mad TV. He does like voices for basically every cartoon. He was Futurama. He was Samurai Jack. He's like all these guys among all different cartoons. It's crazy.
So the people who thought, we don't have to discuss other picks, but was that the one you thought would be number 1?
No.
No, that wasn't. If I knew Rear Ad was going to be the first pick, then I would have said probably yes.
What am I picking? 3 or 4?
You're
three. So Chief's up next, but I mean, Pulp Fiction. Don't get me wrong; it's absolutely a worthy number 1 overall
for sure.
Go for it, but to each their own.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was unanimous. I guess.
Yeah, and so now I get to have my true number 1 overall pick in the 2 hole. So appreciate that, RA. I thought when you opened up with, the Oscars blew it that year, I'm like, he's taking Shawshank, and he left it on the board for me. So that was, I feel like that's like the number 1 TNT or USA movie of all time. You put it on a Sunday morning. It's like, you're just sitting there watching it. That's how I watched it the first time. So unbelievable movie. Everybody knows it. It has its own like verb now. Like you got Shawshank, that you just got sucked into a movie on
Credit
TV.
to Jerry Thornton.
That is a Jerry Thorntonism. So I'm thrhrilled to have Shawshank second overall.
He made that up, really, Jerry?
I think he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he started it. Yeah. Hey, you ever read the short story it was based on, Chief?
No, it's
novella.
Stephen King, right?
Yeah, he had. It's called Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. That, Stand By Me, and Apt Pupil are all in the same book. 3 movies from the same book. It was four short stories, novellas, whatever you want to call them.
Jesus Christ!
3 of them got turned into movies.
Yeah. Andy Dufresne actually had sex with his teacher in high school.
Ooh, in the book.
Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption. This is a Jerry Thornton reference yet again.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right, now I'm with you. I got it. I got you now. But yeah, so Shawshank, I mean, to me, that's the number one. I thought I was going to have to choose between two that I was kind of torn on, so you took some of the guesswork out of it for me, RA, so appreciate that. Shawshank, and I think Carl is officially on the board.
I think it's a great pick, obviously, and you look like you're happy he took it.
No,
so I'm interested where you're going to go.
No, I think that there was 2 or 3, and I want to give credit to Shawshank. It's one of my favorite movies. I think it's like top 10. Obviously, a lot of credit. There's nothing you said I disagree with, and no, not at all. I was, if anything, there might have been a pimple on my head that Vikings are driving. More realistically, Ed, in the 3-hole, I'm better positioned than Chief because I get the rebound on the wraparound, and I think Chief and I can both do battle. Because I'm going to take Forrest Gump.
Okay.
And I'm going to take Tom Hanks. I'm going to take the Academy Award winner. It's a powerhouse movie. I know probably it's a pander pick probably to a lot of people, and that's fine.
What, Forrest Gump is?
Yeah, I think people will be like, oh, classic. Oh, well, I mean, it opened up with him being like, hey, Pulp Fiction should have gotten. It opened up with R.A. saying that Pulp Fiction should have won Best Picture, right?
Yeah, but Forrest Gump.
All time, like one of the most quotable movies ever, I would say too. Like it's a great movie.
Probably 2 of the best side characters to one of the all-time main characters. When you talk about Forrest Gump, Bubba, and Lieutenant Dan, that's a powerful. That's like Michael, Scotty, and Dennis.
Forrest Gump is an epic popcorn movie. Like Pulp Fiction changed fucking the way movies are made for the next 30 years. I gotta shit on Gump. Forrest Gump, it's fun, it's enjoyable, but it's a popcorn movie at the end of the day.
Okay, well, it's not a movie that could get made today either. That's like a Simple Jack type territory where that's not getting made in 2020 or 2021 now.
So, I'm in a good spot here. I like Forrest Gump. I like Forrest Gump 3 overall. Although, here's the thing. I think this draft, and I do like to talk a little bit of draft strategy early in the first round. I think we can all agree that this draft, the meat of this draft, I think we're all licking our lips at the 3rd round. I think we're all sniffing these picks.
Yes.
There's so many picks that we're like, I would take this in the first, but you got to take your left tackles, people. You have to. So don't come at me later and be like, how did you let Chiefs steal this? I need someone to protect the quarterback. I need someone to make sure the wide receivers can get open. That's Forrest Gump.
I think you screwed up. We'll find out, but I think you screwed up.
Carl hit the nail on the head. I'm like, there's all these picks on this list, and you're like the bottom half of where I'm like, fuck, I really want to just say these names, but I can't because I'll be ridiculed for taking them.
Why? Because you think I'd get it on the comeback?
No.
I don't think you screwed up. I think Forrest Gump. Like, this is 1, 2, 3.
Forrest Gump was in my top 4, but I think there's one out there that I thought would have played better. As a guy who loves the graphic, would have played better on the graphic.
See, now this is...
So they were all just thinking of Carl's pander at it. This is what we're doing here?
It's just like, how do I get away from the fact that I've won 17 drafts, guys?
We know.
It's not like... Oh, my God.
Forrest Gump's great.
Good pick.
This is 1, 2, 3. No one can say anything bad about anything
I feel
that's
like
happened.
A-Rod sometimes.
KenJac, you're on the clock.
Okay. I have a request, Eddie. Can I make the graphic this week? I make the graphics for LCB. I want to make one for Dog.
Oh, you want to actually
subject to a group veto. Subject to a group veto between me, Eddie, and Chief. Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to just like create like
you want to do the graphic?
I'll literally make it. I don't know who's recording the pics right now, but if they can send it to me after the draft, I'll literally just put it together.
Yeah, for sure. I think and this is people are going to get mad at me, but I think this is another one where you go posters because that plays better on social media. So
yeah, no, I can definitely do that.
All
and
right.
I have an idea in my head already about it, so I'm in the idea. So
What a guy.
Okay, so
but we want approval, right? Yeah. I don't want Ed just sneaking the graphic if we have a third party now. If we have someone sorry.
No, I'll definitely make sure you guys get the final stamp of approval on it. For my pick, I think I also have to do a little bit of pandering in that I need to pick Lion King. I just need to pick Lion King.
That's where I thought. Yeah.
Lion King is that's the Disney movie. Like, you think Disney, you think like obviously Mickey Mouse, but like you think the Lion King. You just do.
There's
nothing you can do about it. One of the best animated movies ever. Great story, great voice acting. God, man. James Earl Jones is fucking motherfucking Mufasa.
Yep.
Doesn't get better than that.
That's the one that I thought Carl should have taken third. I think that's the number 1 animated movie of all time. It was actually the highest. I'm still talking. It's still the highest grossing movie from that year. So it's all these. We talk about this is the greatest movie ever or greatest movie year ever. And Lion King, in terms of box office, was at the top. And so good that you said they wouldn't make it 20 years later. Well, they did try to remake Lion King with the live action because it's still like it's an unbelievable story, well told. Live action version was trash, but this the original was great.
The live action one was such a waste, dude. What a talented cast and just nothing. Shot for shot remake. What's the fucking point?
And
I'm flattered though.
What?
Well, I'm just like that like. We've drafted so many times this closely next to one each other, sit next to these seats that you have like a feel for where you thought my 1994 movie draft would go.
No,
and it's a good point.
Where you should go.
Oh,
I didn't know that's where you would go, but I thought Lion King would be higher on the board than Forrest Gump.
What the difference?
Lion King's awesome. I would have debated taking it number 1 overall.
Yeah,
because like you said, it's the best animated movie of all time. It stands the test of time. Like kids now watch it.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're not dipping that much into the Jungle Book or Snow White anymore. But they're still living and dying by it.
Well, and I think it's because if people my age, I was 7 or 8 when that movie came out. I remember seeing the commercial, be like, I have to fucking see that. Now people all my age have kids, and they're like, that's the one that they make their kids watch is Lion King.
I don't know if you could. Here's a question for KenJac while RA's taking a piss. Would you?
I'm here.
Bluetooth followed him.
Never mind. Wait. What year did Toy Story come out?
So you're going to talk about
97.
That's not on the board, right?
7, yeah.
Because to me, Lion King is the last great animated, and it just passed the baton to Toy
Pixar.
Story. So if you had to pick one, KenJac, would you pick Lion King as like the great animated, or Toy Story as like the one that kind of launched the one that crescendoed and said, "Here's the great animated movies," or the one that started all the Pixars?
There was like a turning point in like the late 90s and early 2000s where movies started turning away because Toy Story was so successful from traditional animation, which is what you see in Lion King, to more computer generated stuff, which is what you see in Toy Story. So it's weird because like they kind of like are in their own separate lanes in a sense, but like at the same time, the movies that spawned off of Toy Story and in the Pixar studios are so great, it's really hard to argue against them. Like Pixar almost never misses. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
Pixar-
if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick fucking Toy Story, just because that spawned Pixar, and Pixar's no miss policy.
What if it was just 1v1? Forget all the other stuff. Just a story. You're just watching a movie.
If I had to watch one over and over and over again, it would probably be Toy Story. Just because I think Lion King's probably a better movie, but like that pulls at your heartstrings, that movie.
Sure does.
Yeah, it's tough.
I think Jack, I think we got to give props to, and I actually never seen either one of them, but Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast kicked off Disney's animation empire once again, and that that kind of came in the wake of Lion King. But
89 and 92.
Little Mermaid or flowers.
What a good topic, Ed. What a good topic. 94 movies.
I think AD, like Pixar is like AD to animated film. You know what I mean? Like everything before Pixar is in its own category, and I think
that's a good way to
Pixar
look
just
at it.
like flips it on its head. So that's the way I see it.
I think that WALL-E, Bug's Life, and I think Finding Nemo and another movie were all made in one lunch meeting with Pixar executives. They all just thought them out one day at a lunch meeting, and just over the course of the next decade, they made them all.
That's a crazy
It's a fun
story.
fact.
Yeah.
So Lion King's so fucking good. So
Yeah.
great pick. Last pick. It's to me. This board exactly. It went exactly how I kind of thought it would. I think the no-brainer here at 5 is Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Watched it last night. It was on at 1 a.m.
First time?
No, not my first time. But I'm not against that, obviously, if you listen to past refs. Dumb and Dumber.
I'm not over that.
Maybe it might not be the great flavor for some people, but to me, it like as far as quotable, I think it's right there with all of these movies.
So I would say that when I said that there's a top 4, I mean there's 4 great movies, and then Dumb and Dumber is the obvious 5th pick.
Okay.
But yes,
But
like
1 through 5, that was it.
Yeah.
Was everyone thrown off by that or no?
No, I don't think that's a crazy pick. I thought that was tier 2 or round 2 territory, but I don't hate that as late round 1.
Mm-hmm. Rear, you like a little Dumb and Dumber. I know that.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% on my list. It's a debate basically if you think it's worth taking that movie at that spot. So we got.
Who's a hockey player? Who's a hockey player, Rear Eds?
Our boy Cam Neely. We talked to him about it actually. When we had one, we interviewed him back before the pandemic, and we when he couldn't nail, like Cam Neely couldn't get the reaction. Like he just was like, he's not an actor, obviously. Even though he's a hockey player, he's pretty good. And then finally, like he was in it, and the scene that they actually used, he fucking, when he opens the door, Carrie moons him, so he fucking wasn't expecting it, and fucking he jumps back, he's totally shocked, and that was the reaction he ended up using in the fucking movie.
That's great.
A lot of little fun fact nuggets on this podcast so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we'll get into it, but this was 1994, monster year for Jim Carrey. So I'll kick his first one
Spoiler
off.
alert, Ed.
Yeah, sorry.
Come
we'll
on,
get there.
Ed. Come on, Ed.
I didn't say anything.
Draft integrity.
All right, so second round pick again to me. This is another personal one, so no one could say it's a fucking pander, but it's also a great one. So I'm not saying like, oh, it doesn't. But I'm just gonna say a lot of people probably haven't seen it. Roger Ebert said it was his number one movie of the year. I got to go with Hoop Dreams.
Okay, no, great pick. Great pick.
St. Joseph's High School. It's close to home. Fucking ESCC conference. I got to go with Hoop Dreams, man.
I thought I'd be able to get that.
What round?
I was going to take it in this round.
Really?
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's a great movie.
I was gonna too. I'd be shocked if you three Chicago guys all missed it, but I had it next to my 2-hole.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's in my second round pick right here. It was right in that little grouping.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
so
great
good,
pick,
man.
Ed.
Fucking really, just the
So
way
you have a lot of conviction here. I like that. I like seeing the look in your eyes as you take that too. It's a good pick for you.
it's awesome, man. It's a great depiction of the West Side of Chicago, and it's just like
You didn't want anybody else to take that.
No,
pick.
I didn't, and I knew if I got. That's why for people, you don't hear how we draw it, like the draft positioning, but I had like the second choice where I took first, and then I was like, I want fifth because I know I'll be able to wrap around with Hoop Dreams.
And
so.
even with a limited inventory like 1994
That was
movies,
my
that's
plan.
such a very smart. And I love when I don't know. Anytime you come in here and you want to tell me you've thought ahead where you really needed Hoop Dreams, almost like you couldn't have that one time you couldn't have Jingle all the way in the third round.
Yeah, I needed it.
Whoa. He won that draft too, by the way, with Frosty the Snowman.
Yep.
So don't giggle, RA.
No, I thought you were. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were referencing the Christmas draft when you said that. I thought you meant this one. I was like, yikes. My apologies. Stop.
No. Yeah, if you've never seen Hoop Dreams, go watch it because I feel like there's still a lot of people that haven't seen it.
Oh, one of the best docs of all time, man. Great call.
yeah.
Yeah, Coach Pingett's or RP. KenJac, back to you.
I think the next thing I have on my board, I have to take it. It's True Lies. True Lies, James Cameron classic, fantastic movie. Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie, good Lord. Even like thinking about that right now, the scene, you know which scene. I know all of you know what scene I'm talking about. Thinking about that scene, I'm very happy this camera isn't facing any further downwards. It is unbelievable. And one of the great.
Christ.
It makes you turn 48 hours on.
Let me
for a
see your
couple
hands. Put your hands up. Let me
Exactly.
see your hands.
One right here.
Attaboy.
Somewhere else is gripping the mic. But anyway, so in one of the great all-time villain death scenes, where he shoots the guy off the rocket. Such a fucking cool movie. I love that movie so much.
True Lies,
Good
Arnold,
call.
man. You're right. Jamie Lee Curtis is a rocket in it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've
It's
never
so
seen
fucking
it.
believable.
But you've seen the scene. If you've never seen it, you've seen the scene. You've seen
Maybe.
the black lingerie scene. Like that's
I don't know.
that's the
Come on,
ultimate
geez.
1994.
That is the
Corner.
ultimate dad stands up in front of the TV to block the TV because the family's watching it together because it's such a fun family movie except for
Very
the time
well, yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis is prancing around in a thong.
I'll be Googling when I get home.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen it.
And listen,
All you're thinking of is Activia commercials
Those
right now. Trust
fucking
me, this is a
legs.
whole different Jamie Lee
Those
Curtis.
le- can I-
yes, us be saying Jamie Lee Curtis, you're probably like, what? No, but it's a good Jamie Lee Curtis.
What do you mean Jamie Lee Curtis is a fucking
Jamie,
babe, man.
Trading places too.
Trade. I think I just said 48 hours. I'm not awake yet, but I was obviously referring to trading
20.
places.
Yeah.
Got my
Trade.
Eddie Murphy's 80s comic.
Wasn't she the original from Halloween?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Laurie Strode.
Yeah, she was like the original, like young, like don't
Scream
kill
queen.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Scream Queen, yeah.
her mother was the original Scream Queen, of course, Janet Leigh, who was murdered in Psycho. Spoiler alert.
Yep. Exactly. So
60 years later.
Rest in peace.
the ultimate for a lot of people. This was the first time their parents told them to close their eyes. It was
yeah.
True Lies. So
Okay.
good pick. Carl,
My
to you.
parents.
All right, this is the first action movie my family ever went and saw in theater together. We had it on VHS. We watched it every single chance we get. Ed, are you typing it out as we?
I already typed it in.
Yeah, what is
I already
it?
wrote
It's
it down.
Speed.
Yes.
Speed.
Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
I
That'll be
mean,
my next one.
to me, it is such a good. To this day, it holds up. Sandra Bullock, Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, and Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels had a great 1994 to go from Dumb and Dumber to Speed. What a bounce back. Harry, no. That's just and we talk about great villain deaths. Taking Dennis Hopper's head off the train after the paint explodes. That's a great death. I think they also mimic that one in Money Train a couple of years later, which I absolutely hated when I saw it, but I'm totally appealing to KenJac here. I apologize.
That's all right.
I'm a sucker for an expert, but Speed, second round pick.
Speed's great.
It's a great one. They made
If
like
in
4
True Lies, I
sequels of
was going to
Speed or
take
something,
True
didn't
Lies
they?
or Speed, so I do. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just was going to say this draft strategy moment. I was okay with Forrest Gump or Shawshank. I was like hoping I could get my eyes on that. And then in the second round, I had True Lies and Speed circled because I think those are the two standout, awesome action kind of stupid action movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think True Lies is a better movie than Speed. I do think True Lies is a much better movie than Speed.
I remember they made a second Speed movie that I watched, and it was just so unbelievably bad.
With
It
the
was one of
boat,
worst
they
movies I've
had
ever
the
seen.
cruise boat.
Cruise Control.
Yeah.
Jason Patrick, yeah.
Yeah, Jason Patrick. That's right.
Keanu wasn't in it,
Yeah, because
right?
then he made that joke about in Entourage. Remember, he's like, I don't work in water. Remember, he made that joke.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. I was trying to think Jason Patrick. What was that?
So like action
That's
and
right.
feel good. Do we want to do a sequel category?
It was like a new Keanu. It was great. Speed's awesome. Speed.
Hey, you know who Jason Patrick's dad is, Jack?
Who's that?
The priest in the fucking The Exorcist.
No fucking wait, really?
Not Max von Sydow, obviously. Yeah, the other one that offs himself. Spoiler alert.
Wow,
Father, little trivia for you.
wow, did not wow. That's crazy.
They got
Two-
last name. That's why.
Two
it's
back-to-back
tough.
Scream Queen royalty between Jamie Lee Curtis's mom and now this.
Yeah, there you go.
Speed's off the board. Even the second round is kind of going how I was expecting to. So, Chief,
I think
to
I'm
you.
going to throw a wrench in that.
All right.
So I think this is a great movie. I think it's criminally underrated. Maybe it just gets lost in the shuffle because this year is so stacked. But Quiz Show. People know Quiz
Oh,
Show.
damn it.
Okay, so that was a good pick. All right, good. All right,
was a
so-
great pick.
All right, so no one talks about that movie. That's a great movie. Talking about like trying to do the right thing and getting caught up in corruption and all of that. So there's a lot of like good like life lessons there and like the power players behind the scenes. Great fucking movie. I think everybody should watch it. So I don't know if it's like well regarded, but when I was going through like the list of movies on Wikipedia from 1994, that one jumped off the page for me. So I love Quiz Show. I'm happy to get it. I don't know if I could have got it later or not, but Quiz Show second round.
I was going to take it with my next pick if you didn't take it, so that was a smart move.
Okay.
95 out of 100 from KenJac on MovieRankings.net.
Whoa.
It's an unbelievable movie. It is so good, and
Yeah.
it's for me in that Oscars year. I don't think Forrest Gump should have won that year. I do think it should have been Shawshank, but Quiz Show was close second.
Oh.
Very close second
Okay.
in that year.
All right. So I got the KenJac approval. I feel like that means a lot.
Right?
So,
It feels good.
Yeah, it does. So Quiz Show,
Thanks.
second round
Heat
pick.
Miser and Quiz Show, two top things in my brain right now.
All right, I'm back to back now, right, Ed?
Yeah, have you Quiz Show? I've never seen it. So,
Oh, it's good, Ed.
yeah,
You
I
should
gotta
watch
check it
it.
out then.
Yeah, I had that on my potentials too. All right, I'm gonna go. Very controversial movie, caused a lot of kerfluffle here in the old states. Oliver Stone's Natural Born Killers.
Yep.
I believe it was written another
Great
QT
movie.
written movie. I just realized, but Natural Born Killers, man, I can't leave that on the board.
Yeah.
That's such a good one. We interviewed Oliver Stone. I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago or something like that. We got like a little bit of time to talk about that. We mostly had to do other stuff, but man, dude, I wanted to get in his brain process for that because that movie's fucking freaky. It is so cool.
That's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
listen, we don't got to get too deep into it, but that and like what Basketball Diaries were like the two movies that kind of people said like Columbine was after, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
remember
it
that
was-
was like a big.
Oh, see, I haven't seen this one either.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, let's name fucking movies. Let's see now. All right, I'm up again. This is a tough one because there's so many that you could possibly take, but I'm gonna go. I got to do it as a former. My first two jobs were a grocery store clerk and a video store clerk, so I got to go with
Yep.
clerks.
Yep, that was gonna be my next pick. It was good. Another good one. It got swiped. Have to. That's such a great. It's a classic.
Yeah,
Black and
that's-
white,
I'm not even
baby.
I'm not even bullshitting too. Those are my uncle owned a grocery store. That was my first job, and he sold it and bought a video store, and that was my second job. So me and my cousin, that movie was our lives for.
Did you know
what a
that
decade.
was Eddie's dream job?
Oh yeah,
Video store?
Yeah.
like my high school dream job. Yeah,
Yeah, I did it from high school till I graduated college, till the store closed, basically. That still helped my uncle out even after college a little bit. It was awesome, man. That's why half the reason I've seen I've basically seen everything from like 87 to like 97 on VHS.
Have you guys seen Clerks?
Yeah, like one time, like a long time. I know it's like a cult classic. That's like the Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
You just got the Robbie Fox seal of approval on your whole list. Right
there.
That seems like a very on-brand movie for Robbie Fox.
Oh, he loves Kevin Smith. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big New Jersey guy.
Yeah. No, Clerks is sweet, dude. Clerks was on my list. That's a good pick. Chief, back to you.
Okay. I'll go with I'm going with Legends of the Fall. So Legends of the Fall, I like that movie. I know it's gonna. I know. Look it. I know. And like I have what? You don't like that movie?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would go in 6 rounds, 8
No?
rounds, whatever.
Okay.
But, hey, I'm not your pick. I'm just making faces.
I mean, I'm looking at like I've got a board here. There's so many sports movies coming up. I feel like I don't know. I am already second guessing this pick. I feel, but it's a movie that I enjoy. Like if it comes on TV, I feel it's like that's like an early Brad Pitt movie. But yeah, I'm going Legends of the Fall.
Anthony Hopkins, right now, and
Yep.
I remember that movie being absolutely beautiful. Just like from a cinematography standpoint, just being stunning.
Thank you, KenJac.
I do think you did not get good value out of this pick, though. I will say that.
right,
I think you could have
fair
gotten
enough.
this later round.
Probably.
What do you think KenJac gave it on movierankings.net?
Well, it sounds beautiful, so I'll say
Just visuals. Visuals doesn't necessarily
so
equate
60,
to overall quality.
60.
KenJac gave it a 51.
Whoa, that's tough. That sucks.
I follow that. Well,
But Jeff D. Lowe gave it higher.
Okay, what'd Jeff give it?
he often does.
Jeff D. Lowe gave it a 68.
Okay, all right.
Hey man, it could be a stunning movie and not have all the punch it needs.
Yeah.
The early Brad Pitt though, well, all Brad Pitt. But early Brad Pitt. Good God.
Can I tell you one of the I saw it recently on TV and I fell asleep and I'm like, this is a really good fall asleep movie, and maybe that's like the visual things where you're just kind of like this beautiful scenery, you just kind of like doze off, and that's why it was in my brain. But I'm really second guessing this pick. I'm a little bit rattled here.
This is it. 2021 off to a hot start.
Legends of the Fall.
We are back in saddle with Chief B and
Sorry, Barada gang.
kicking. Apologizes to the fans early on. All right, Legends of the Fall's off the board, Carl, so you can't take that, but you're on the clock.
Oh no. Well, Ed, I know you're sitting here thinking you're gonna get it, but you're not. I'm gonna take Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Okay.
I between that and another Jim Carrey role. No spoilers, but I don't know. As I'm shaping up my board here, like I do love Forrest Gump. I do love Speed. I do love Ace Ventura. Like, I think I'm hosting a pretty fun movie night right now. Like, nothing too fucking serious. And I'm pretty happy with where I stand.
It's a good pick.
Dead silence.
No,
I pick Ace
you have a
Ventura,
great
Pet
pick.
Detective, in dead silence.
Great pick, great value. I think it's more important.
I was just looking at scores for a sec. No, Ed, that's a good pick. I had it on my board. I mean, there's like Ed already spoiled there were a couple other Jim Carrey.
I know. It's like I can talk about this. I'm going to hand it over to Ed now. So
I did not spoil it.
Ed with the 15th pick of the draft in the third round.
No, KenJac's before me.
Oh, okay. Am I picking third?
Ace Ventura. Yeah, you're picking third. Ace Ventura's off the board. I mean, Jim Carrey, man. Jim Carrey. So KenJac, you're up. Number 4.
So I think there's a lot on here that I don't think you guys would pick yet, but I want to pick this one to give it the respect it deserves, and that's Leon the Professional. It is an unbelievably great movie. Not only, I think, the best Gary Oldman performance he's ever given, because his villain in that is unreal. Yeah, everyone! Like holding the pistol, going fucking crazy. That character is unreal. I think it's, I forget Luke something, the French guy, young Natalie Portman. Luc Besson, that's right. And then,
that's why I didn't draft
what's
it.
her name?
Listen to these
young
guys
Natalie
talk about
Portman.
it.
Yeah.
The ending scene too, where he walks out in the SWAT uniform.
Don't ruin
and,
it, because I got to go back and watch it, because I almost watched it the other day. I'm sorry. Don't spoil this one for me.
Are you no more spoilers on it?
I've seen it like 3 or 4 times. I haven't seen it since I was 18. The tab is pulled up. It was undraftable for me because I could not talk about the film. If I was able to get it in the 5th round because it somehow slipped through the cracks. But I do have a note here that if someone starts getting to the ending, to stop talking about it. I'm sorry, KenJac.
Okay, nope, that's totally fine. But yep, Leon, I need to take this high because it deserves to be taken that high.
I've never seen it, so that's why I'm just so.
Is it recently streaming too? Is it on something?
That's a good question.
I think I've
saw
seen it on
come to
HBO or
streaming.
something.
I don't even think I've heard
It would
of
make
it.
sense if it was on HBO Max. Yeah.
Same.
Also,
I've
Natalie
never
Portman's
heard of it.
first movie too.
It's a
Yeah,
fucking insane movie about this like assassin who like takes care of Natalie Portman. She's like this young girl, and there are like people that are coming after him, and he's just like this. Think of like it's basically like a 1994 John Wick, but way better film.
Yes.
Like that type of character, that type of badass.
Great like close knit action scenes, like gunplay that's like way ahead of its time for like 94. Which, if you had asked me, I would assume this was like 97, 98, but it's 94 is insanely great fight choreography for that year. Such a great movie.
And the acting is phenomenal across the board.
Gary Oldman, man.
Yeah, I mean, even Gene Reno, even though he looks like Gene Reno times 2 these days.
Yeah.
I got Portman debut to be an 11, 12-year-old girl and to pull that off.
You ever watch Godzilla where he plays the French guy Jean Reno in them, and he's like, "Yeah, why you chew gum? It makes us look more American." He's that guy.
This is exactly what I wanted. Was you two just going, underneath the benches, just figuring these out. So I did not.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
sounds great.
And my next couple picks are gonna probably pale in comparison to that because 1994. I mean, I guess this is where I'm gonna start. Well, I'll go with this first. Actually, I'm gonna stay Jim Carrey, man.
Yeah, we know.
I'm gonna stay with The Mask. So I think
That's what I was. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, come on.
This is where I wanted to have the more thorough Jim Carrey conversation.
Okay.
I don't really love Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I think he's one of the most underrated serious actors out there. To be fucking frank, I mean, Man in the Moon,
Sunshine, yeah, Man in the Moon, yeah.
So, I mean, he's a phenomenal dramatic actor, and like I think Cable Guy was, America was too dumb to get that movie basically because it came on the heels of these 3 movies, and everyone was expecting already then goofy Jim Carrey, and it was this dark satire. People didn't know what to do with it. Well, most people didn't know what to do with it, and in fact, it was probably one of the most brilliant movies of the decade. Cable Guy, still relevant. Fucking put your TV up, read a book. That's basically the gist of that movie.
Yeah, literally, and that was Ben Stiller directed that with another big comedy guy. I forget who. But man, what else is a great one? Yeah, very misunderstood, but I do think that that movie got a little lost in the sauce in a sense.
What do we love about Cable Guy here in Chicago, Ed? I mean, I don't know if I should claim Chicago
times
for it, but Chris Farley was supposed to play that role.
Oh yeah, and Shrek. As well.
Why do I feel Chicago should claim him? Because is it Second City or is it because he died at the Hancock Center?
Don't break a vertebrae with that stretch, Ed. I mean, fucking.
Sorry.
But it's probably because of the Hancock thing. That's it.
Sorry, don't worry about
I should never do that. I'd like to apologize.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Great Chris Farley pack.
Hey, stick around, RA. I got a couple more spin zones for you. We're only in the third round, Bill.
I know you've been gassing it up for about
we haven't even gotten to $1,000,000.
And then a nice tip of the cap to your podcast partner, KenJac here as well.
Yes, of course. A good little Chris Farley fact here because he was supposed to be the voice of Shrek in Shrek, and he had recorded a lot of dialogue for that. What's his name? Mike Myers had done the entire voice dialogue for Shrek, all the lines, everything. He did it in his regular Canadian American accent, and then he did it again in Scottish because he liked his Scottish accent better. He's like, I think it'll sound funnier, so they did the entire thing again.
That is a fun fact. You could listen to it on YouTube.
He's a bit of an onset tyrant, they say.
Yeah,
Mike
I've
Myers?
heard that before, yeah.
Very difficult, as they would put it in a Hollywood Reporter article. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's he done lately, though? Not much.
I think that's why.
Love Guru. Ugh.
Yeah.
He's got. If you dig
Bastards.
deep on it,
I
there's
heard
some
it's
good
because he
stuff.
spent a lot of time on Love Guru and it bombed so bad. And he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm not doing any more of this shit."
Yeah.
No, but then I
Live off
heard
that Austin Powers money.
I also heard a story about Mike Myers where people are like, "Oh, he's difficult to work with," but he demanded Bohemian Rhapsody be the song in Wayne's World, and they were like, "No, we want to change it." He's like, "No, it's gonna be this," and then hey, he was right. Yeah. So I don't know. He was right.
And then Kanye West put him in the most difficult position I think anyone's ever been put in their life.
Yeah, Hurricane Katrina video. Yeah,
it's funny, man. You guys, would you guys like Wayne's World? Or did you get it? Because there was such a lead up to that from Saturday Night Live when they made a movie. It was the rare SNL movie that was successful. But did you guys like that movie just because you weren't around for the whole preamble to it on SNL?
I love Wayne's World. Yeah, I saw the movie before I was aware of the skits. I think because I wasn't super into SNL, so I saw there was the movie first for me.
Yeah.
I have older brothers, and it was something they liked a lot. So my memories are very much like, oh, it's cool to like it because my older brothers like it, which is basically 1992 through 99. Actually, up till today, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, they caught lightning in a bottle, man. It was a fucking funny movie.
None of those other SNL ones though. I watched I saw on TV Superstar, right? Is that the one with Will Ferrell and I forget her name, but that
Molly Shannon?
Man.
Molly
Molly Shannon. That one's a stinker. Oh God.
It's Pat.
It's Pat.
I think that was 94. If anyone
Guys,
wants
no
to take
spoilers. It's Pat was in 94, so please keep that.
Yeah.
Honestly, we don't like saying names of movies that.
Sorry.
All right, so the mask is off the board. Shout out Trill Ballins. And then my wraparound pick here. I'm gonna kind of dig into these younger comedies, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But I got to go with the fucking Little Giants. I love the Little Giants.
That was mine. That's me a pick.
Fucking Gas Man, you name it. Beating Kevin down Cherry Hill.
Is it Ed O'Neill's best movie, R.A.?
You know what? I'm not sure I ever saw it. Like, and here's my defense of not seeing all these movies. I was of drinking age when kids' movies basically come out. Like, I always say kids' movies when I was a kid were just PG movies. They didn't really make a lot of kids' movies when I was a kid. So when they started kind of, like we talked about a minute ago, with all the Disney stuff and a rush of kids' movies, I was like, fuck, I was 22 years old. I had no desire to watch that shit. I never had kids, so I never caught up then. So I actually never seen The Little Giants, but Ed O'Neill's best movie is The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, starring Andrew Dice Clay. Now, see what you laugh. Oh!
What a fucking great guy, Andrew Dice Clay.
I saw him in concert, KenJac, at the Worcester Centrum back when he was at the peak of his powers. Dude, he sold out Madison Square Garden like 8 fucking nights in a row. MSG sold out like a comedian. And I'll never forget it, man. Like, he was like, everyone gives me shit, like, basically for my job, my act. He's like, well, my buddy Joey out there, he's like, he bought cancer. He's my inspiration. Joey, where are you? Stand up. And there was a dude right next to me, stood up on his chair. And the whole crowd was going nuts. So it was fucking absolutely insane. But the idea of a comedian selling out MSG for 8-10 nights in a row, unheard of.
I just can't imagine spending, like, at that point in your life, you're paying top dollar to go front row to see this fat Italian dude come out shirtless, wearing a leather jacket, just like slick back hair, sunglasses, and you're like, oh, hickory dickory dock, oh, and everyone just bawling laughing. And Andrew,
the ironic part is he was a Jewish guy, and the Italians clamored to him, thinking he was Italian, but he wasn't at all.
Great in Star Is Born. Played Lady Gaga's dad.
He's got some chops.
Yep.
He actually does get some chops.
Yeah.
Here's to you, sucking my dick.
All right, so Little Giants off the board. Annexation of Puerto Rico stood the test of time as well. People still say that. KenJac, to you.
So you have Little Giants
In the Mask.
In the Mask.
Okay.
KenJac, back to you.
Little Giants was a great pick. That was my next one off the board. I'm like struggling here because a lot of the ones I wanted in this run kind of got swiped. Shit. I don't want Angels in the outfield this early. I'm going to go with, let's go Clear and Present Danger. I'm a Tom Clancy guy. I like Clear and Present Danger. I like the character
movie.
of Jack Ryan. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a solid movie. That's a movie
Harrison
when,
Ford.
Exactly. Willem Dafoe, I think, in that, right? And you're sitting there, you're watching TV channel, surfing with your dad. That movie comes on, you're like, yeah, shit, well, watch this to completion. It's one of those movies.
Yep.
I just rewatched it like a month or so ago. It is good shit, man. I hadn't seen it for a while.
I like that one better than the Irish one. Which one was that? That was Patriot Games?
Patriot Games.
Patriot Games, yeah. No, this is the good one.
The Hunt for Red October, obviously, that was when it was still Baldwin doing Ryan too. That was with Sean Connery. That still holds up too.
Oh yeah,
Never seen it. You gave it a good score though.
Hunt for Red October.
And it has the Hispanic Phil Hartman in it too, Jack.
That's right.
That guy who looks like Phil Hartman, but he's Latino or Hispanic or something like that. He's in a ton of movies.
Same facial structure. It's crazy.
Exactly. It looks just like him. Exactly.
All right. Move it. Carl, back to you. Clear and Present Danger's off the board.
Did not think it would be here. I want to thank you for taking Little Giant so that I could take Blue Chips. Nick Nolte, Anthony Hardaway, Shaquille O'Neal, Bobby Knight, all-time all-time sports movie, super realistic, getting into the college basketball culture. And I remember my aunt. So my dad, this is like a White Sox Dave story. No, I wish he was in the room. I hate doing that without him around. But this is very much like my uncle. So it's like my aunt on my dad's side has six kids. The youngest is like 15 years younger than my dad. So when we were little kids, she was like closer to like our sister's age or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think her and her boyfriend at the time wasn't even like my uncle. It was like a babysitting trip, and they took us to see Blue Chips. I was 7 years old, and I'm like, what is going on here with like the duffel bag of cash and all this stuff? Yeah, and it was like my aunt's boyfriend was like, oh, it's a great movie. You guys are going to love this movie. So I think it was like one of those that you just saw as like a kid. You had no idea the first time you saw it. It was just like a basketball movie. But then as you've gone back and watched, this is a long explanation of my love of Blue Chips.
A good theater experience is always helpful.
Sorry.
All right, Blue Chips off the board. Good pick. Chief, to you.
That's it? No, you don't.
No, it's a good. Like I said, good speeder. A
Early
good theater
Shaq,
experience.
man.
Yeah, Shaq.
That's
Penny
before he
Hardaway.
decided to do what's it called? Kazam and Steel.
Yeah. No, great movie. It's one of my favorite sports movies too. I feel like I might have seen it like maybe when it like same thing like when it came out. I feel like I was real young and I'm like, wait, they're just paying athletes and tractors and it's
mind blowing.
Penny Hardaway's
if you
mom
go back
has
and
a house,
watch it, it's crazy.
House and a job. Yeah.
I got to go back and watch it too. It's one of those.
The parallels to today.
I feel like it holds up.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm interrupting you guys. I asked for your feedback, and now I'm interrupting your feedback. I apologize.
A lot of good sports movies this year. I guess I'll stay on brand with the hockey one and go D2, the Mighty Ducks. Taking on Iceland. You want to talk about all-time villains? The dentist as the coach. Bringing in Julie the cat late to have the fancy glove save. I'll go D2. I hate Gordon Bombay, so I feel a little bit weird taking that. But it's still a great hockey movie.
Did you guys see the trailer for the Mighty Ducks reboot thing they're doing on Disney Plus?
No, I haven't.
I read an article about it, but I haven't seen any trailers. No.
Oh, it's a very interesting trailer that looks like absolute dog shit.
I'm sure it is.
So I recommend taking a peek if you get some time.
That hurts knowing they're doing that in another Home Alone, and I'm scared.
Well, if you guys go through Richie Weber's draft history, you'll note that I drafted D2 first overall sports movies.
You did.
Out of respect to Chief, Ed.
You did.
I actually just saw
something that gets lost in the shuffle in this draft around here. People do a lot of criticizing, but people don't forget the time I stepped in front of a D2 bus for Chief.
That was a good move.
I actually, Chief, didn't see the Mighty Ducks until like probably 5 or 6 years ago. Same thing it came out when I was drunk at a bar somewhere, and finally I watched it. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's like. But when you watch it,
well, I mean, those kids, I think, 1994, I was 8. So those kids were like 12, 14, or however old they were supposed to be in the movie. I thought it was like, oh my God, the Goodwill games? Like, maybe I could play in that. I didn't even know it was a fake tournament. I thought it was real. Like, so that was like, you want it to be Adam Banks. You want it to be Charlie Conway. You wanted to be the Batch Brothers. Like, they have many memorable characters. And then, is it a good movie? Maybe not, but it's like when you're nostalgic about it, like it still holds up.
I watched Mystery Alaska for the first time the other day. You want to talk about throwback hockey movie? Wow, it didn't. I don't know. People, I thought that was gonna be a lot better than it was.
Oh no, it's not a good movie.
People's expectations.
So, Jack, as a guy with the hockey podcast here, everybody who likes hockey thinks every hockey movie is a fucking Oscar winner. It's like I watched that a few years ago, so I'm like, it's like
the scenery is great. The scenery is great.
The scenery's great, but it's just. I don't know. I mean, Mike Myers, speaking of Mike Myers, he was actually really funny in it, but I don't know. It just didn't capture me like it did other people. I'm not going to like it and blow it just because it's a hockey movie.
I'm with you, R.A. It's like, it's an
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, the Mighty Ducks did give us the all-time Simpsons episode with Lisa playing hockey.
Yeah.
The Gouges, they did the flying wing. So we got to give props to that for birthing the Simpsons episode.
Yep.
All right, I'm up, right, Ed?
Yeah, you got 2 to round yours out here.
All right, I just said Ed, and I'd be remiss if I'm glad this one was still on the board. I got to go with one at least sort of artsy-fartsy movie that probably hasn't been seen enough, but it's an awesome movie. Ed Wood.
Yeah.
Actually Martin Landau won the Oscar, and he's the one who I think will beat Sam Jackson out for the award that year. But Ed Wood, if you've never seen it, great movie about this like basically shitty director from, I don't know, like the 40s or 50s who made these like camp movies, but he just loved making them. And Tim Burton was kind of like a love letter to this guy, this director. And this is the thing, like, you got to like art for art's sake and not for the artist's sake. Because, Johnny Depp, we know he's kind of a piece of shit now. And, but he's real good in it. It's just a well-acted movie. I know it's a black and white movie. Probably not a lot of people seen it. But my fourth pick, Ed Wood.
Fantastic pick. I know I gave that a high score on MovieRankings.net. That one was great. And what a great Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp in the 90s, man. He fucking tore it out.
You gave it an 88.
Donnie Brasco, too.
Donnie Brasco right around there, yeah.
And my next pick, and again, keeping with that, separating the art from the artist fucking model there, because you really need it for this one based on the director. The Usual Suspects.
I thought that was 95. Damn.
Wait a
let me double
second.
check.
That's 95, pal.
That is 95.
Yeah, it's 95. Take a lap.
All right, no, all right. I would have my. Is it? All right.
That's Polanski, but that's from, I think, Christopher McQuarrie directed Usual Suspects, and that's the guy that directed the last two Mission Impossible movies. If you guys have liked those, same writer. The writer of that directed Mission Impossible.
Those are good movies. Sorry, Ari. You're a good man.
No,
you wouldn't try and pull a fast one.
Of course not. Now I want to find the goddamn site that's all, because I looked up 94 movies and I just kind of rattled off the obvious ones. But
I would have got that second round if that was still available. Trust me.
Yeah, all right, no, I'll even take a screenshot. And this is my fault it's actually Google. I can't even blame fucking Wikipedia on this one. But, all right, moving right along. I got a couple more here. I'll take a screenshot to validate, to get me up to look. All right, let's see. I already got one cult comedy on there. Shit. I don't know what.
This is where people panic.
I know you want to round it out well.
Yeah, you do.
This is where the people panic.
All right, I'm going to go The Crow.
Great pick. R.I.P. Brandon Lee.
Yeah, hopefully that was 94 too.
It was.
I think that was on my list here, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but that's horrible, obviously, what happened.
Oh, yeah. Great comic book movie, though, for what that's worth. One of the very I think it kind of gets lost in the shuffle because so many 90s comic book movies were garbage. But Crow, fucking awesome movie.
Yeah, and if people don't know, obviously we got a lot of younger listeners, but the guy, Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, died on set because of
I know that story. I've never seen the movie.
a prop malfunction.
Yeah.
Right?
Prop gun. It was a prop gun. It was like a revolver, and I think it had still like the charge had fired, or like the primer for the round basically fired the tip of a bullet like partially through the tube, and then when he reloaded it with like a blank cartridge which has no actual bullet but just the charge, it propelled the bullet through the rest of the barrel and then killed him.
Jesus.
Very tragically, insanely, this poor mismanagement in a props department there, and I think they made like a lot of laws after that.
Yeah.
So it was like Vic
crazy.
Morrow-y.
His father died in a very similar way. Bruce Lee, a very shady circumstances on set as well. Yeah, kind of crazy.
All right.
R.I.P. Vic Morrow. We're at.
Yeah,
that
Vic Morrow, Twilight. So I'm actually, I read like fucking a Sunday morning shit these days, but I've been reading the book on that. It's real tough to find. John Landis is separating the art from the artist, man. He really pulled some shitbag maneuvers there.
That thing, Ghostbusters, it's a weird fucking combo.
Yeah,
he basically started when they were filming the Twilight Zone movie. Cal, basically, John Landis did something illegal. He hired kids underage working after hours and was doing this crazy, ridiculous, dangerous stunt. And the helicopter crashed and fucking killed the actor Vic Morrow and two young kids and fucking ended up this huge lawsuit and shit. Yeah, he was. I'm reading the book. It's like crazy what they were fucking trying to get away with.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Crow's off the board. RA's draft is complete. Carl, you're up.
No, you're skipping me.
Oh, sorry, Chief, you're up. My apologies.
Like, there's a lot of sorry.
So this is one where this is like I know this is a Barada Gang pick, like where it's gonna be thrown into the best of Chiefs' worst picks. But it was one of my favorite movies when I was a little kid. It's called Iron Will. So it's a sled dog movie. It takes place in Alaska. Don't laugh. It's a great movie. It's a great
Oscar nominated.
Was it actually?
No.
Oh. Well, I didn't know one of my other picks was Oscar nominated. I didn't know Quiz Show was Oscar nominated. You said that was. So
That one was.
okay, so Iron Will, it's a kid's movie. I think it's a Disney movie. I loved it as a kid. I know there's other ones on the board that would play better. I feel like I already sank my draft with Legends of the Fall, so that kind of freed me up to take the movies that I want. So I'll take Iron Will.
Iron Will is not on movierankings.net.
Oh,
That's not surprising to me. I'll have to check in with the database boys about that.
Can I do the ranking?
Give it your flash ranking right now.
I think I'll give it an 82. An 82 out of 100.
It's a high 82.
82 out of 100. I'm writing it down right now on a very serious piece of paper.
Thank you, KenJac.
All right, Iron Will off the board.
And I'm off the graphic.
You're off the graphic, correct. You definitely are. Carl, you're up. Your final pick.
Lot of balls in play here. And what did you say earlier, Ed? Like, this is where mistakes get made?
Yeah, I think so.
And I do it as I'm just doing one more look over here. I don't want to reveal any spoilers. There's a lot of feelings and emotions that are going through me. Chief, I know you don't want to hear it, but I want to thank you for taking whatever you just took.
You're welcome.
It just sounds like you're not going to be on the fucking graphic.
I've had a bad draft.
I'm going to take Blown Away. I'm going to take Blown Away with Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones. I don't know if a lot of people know about this movie. It's a great bomb movie. Forrest Whitaker's in it. There's a great scene in there where, like, I think it's Forrest Whitaker strapped. He's sweating his ass off. They're taking the bomb off his chest. He's, like, sitting in a dentist chair or something reclined. It's just like it's a great bomb movie. It's not Backdraft because that's more of the firefighting movie, but this came around the same time, and this was like the bomb defusal movie. Jeff Bridges, Blown Away. I was in between this and another sports movie, but I already got my sports movie with Blue Chips. We'll talk spoilers later. Take it, Blown Away.
That's a very RA movie, extremely RA movie. That's all Boston, right?
Which I'm sorry, I was getting a text. What was it? Blown Away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible movie. One of the worst Boston movies ever. I'm not even being a dick to Kyle this time. Like it's it looks good. I know it's got Tommy Lee Jones and all. It just, and especially, and I'm not fucking.
I need an action movie. All right, I need an action movie.
I understand. I never was fond of it. I just thought it was sloppy. It wasn't really a well-made movie, even if it looked good. And then I'm not going to really get into specifics, but let's just say it hasn't aged well in the last 7 or 8 years in this city. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, true.
I'm not trying to be funny. It's like, I mean, it literally the climax happens in fucking.
Sounds like it's worse than Iron Will.
All right, should we take it off? Should we take it off?
No,
it's too late.
All right, Blown Away is off the board.
Don't worry.
KenJac, you're up.
All right, so I feel like for the sake of the graphic, I want to take Angels in the Outfield because like the pigs will love it. And when you're making any one of these sort of like draft selections, you want to give the pigs their slop because that's what they like. At the same time, like I see other things on the board. I see Wyatt Earp here. I see Interview with the Vampire here. I see Maverick here. Other movies that I like more than I like Angels in the Outfield. But I want to give them the slop. I'm going to pick Angels in the Outfield.
Oh, you pandering motherfucker. Don't do it, KenJac. Oh,
I got to do it.
That was a huge
That was disgusting. That was disgusting.
You got to do it.
No, you don't.
It's not even the best baseball movie on the board, dude.
No, it's absolutely not.
It's
But
not
it
even
has the
close.
name recognition.
Can we clip this up and be like, this is how you don't draft? This is disgusting.
It's a good pick, though.
It's a good
Angels
movie.
The Outfield's good, but
yeah, but like he just listed 5 movies he likes more than still took it.
No, I don't care.
Have some integrity.
Well, this is where things get fuzzy here because it's like it's what he likes more, which is where Chief latches on because like, well, you like other movies, so take those movies.
Yeah.
Where I'm looking at it, I'm going, there's better baseball movies.
yeah.
It's a pander because the name is just, people are going to, he's talking about the pigs in the slop. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, KenJac.
You just insulted
that's
Carl's entire voting base.
Wow. Yeah.
This
that
is the way.
outnumbers
This is
us
how
by
we do.
how many?
This is how we do it on LCB. You want to get the
go
pander
anonymous
vote.
on the graphic.
You have to absolutely give them the slop. All right, that's how you do it. That's how
Kills
you
me.
win the vote.
I was between 3 here for my last pick, and that was one of them. So
I mean, it's a good movie.
I like
just
slot
wish-
movie. Like that's what to me. This is like I was 4. Like the slot movies were like my favorite. So it's hard. All right, Angels. I like it, but people are gonna hear your explanation. They're gonna be a little mad, but it's you're good. All right, so my final pick, Mr. Irrelevant. I know we fucked around about it off air, but I got to go with Blank Check.
We did. You
I
think
know.
because I said it earlier off air?
I know. Dude, I'm
Blank
sorry.
Check.
I'm sorry. I have to. Like, it's the sweetest movie as a kid to watch. What
It was
that
a great
kid did with
movie.
all his money.
Yeah.
I know, like, it's a little weird with the FBI agent now, like, hitting on the kid. It's like, it definitely wouldn't be made now.
Don't remember
But
that
what
scene.
you don't remember what Preston had in his
Yes.
room? Macintosh, Preston, what he had in that house and that mansion was like what you dreamed about as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
It was
fucking
extremely
limo
cool
driver.
movie.
The slide.
Yes. The slide.
Yeah. Okay.
This fucking bowling thing. It was great. So Blank Check's my final pick. I'll run through these one more time, and then we'll do some honorable mentions. We'll get out of here. Rear Admiral, Pulp Fiction, Natural Born Killers, Clerks, Ed Wood, The Crow, Chief, The Shawshank Redemption, Quiz Show, Legends of the Fall, D2, The Mighty Ducks, and Iron Will, Carl, Forrest Gump, Speed, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Blue Chips, Blown Away, KenJac, The Lion King, True Lies, Leon the Professional, Clear and Present Danger, Angels in the Outfield, Eddie, Dumb and Dumber, Hoop Dreams, The Mask, Little Giants, Blank Check. The other one I was between there was The Little Rascals.
Yeah, I had the Little Rascals on my list as well. I actually kind of
Love that movie.
probably should have picked it. But I think that the best top three value-wise is probably Carl. I look at Carl's top three, and I'm like, those are three movies I might have taken number in my first round.
It's a strong top three. It's a strong top
A
three.
lot of slop.
A lot of slop at the bottom. Here's the last two.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Push
it's
it
just
straight.
like Chief doesn't respect my voting. You know, the people that show up and like chalk. Mm-hmm. But listen, I respect the fact that Chief shows up week in, week out, committed to his personal convictions, and that's what makes Chiefs board. And so whatever.
Yeah, and I'm
whatever.
off the poll this week. It sucks, and
like, here's
I'm
what-
not happy about it. I wish more people appreciated those movies, but
I think. But would you rather have the level of people who appreciate your picks the way they? I mean, people they always say, would you rather have a rabid audience or would you rather have a big audience? The way people love Baratas, it's getting weird.
the gang.
Yeah, I
is
mean, like
passionate.
I know,
love
and
the
I
gang.
know the gang's listening.
I love the gang. I love the
You
gang.
guys
The
are
gang is
really
Don't
passionate.
worry,
like Tom came in here today. Tom was like, somebody sent me a box of fresh burrata from Southern Italy.
It's funny, like Jack. There's a lot of like really top tier movies, but then it kind of thins out, man. Because I only have two. I really only had two movies left on my board, and then my last pick, I was saying I already took the cult comedy movie in Clerks, but PCU is one I was hemming it, going back and forth. It's it's not on the tier with Revenge of the Nerds or Animal House, but it's a fun college movie, cult classic. And I didn't pick a documentary either. And you know what? 94 is kind of a weak year for documentaries. Obviously, Hoop Dreams is the best. I was looking at Crumb, but I know half the audience probably doesn't even know what it is, let alone seen it. But
Oh,
I didn't have too many
I
left
know
in the
that
chamber.
movie. I know that. Crumb was 1994. But the cartoonist guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely,
that's
yeah.
like fuck! I can't believe I didn't. God damn it! That is an all-time movie.
I like everyone's draft strategy. I feel like we all had a fairly different one. Like just like kind of feeling out how everyone did it. Like I did with my heart the first four, but just did that slop at the last, and the way that tips you guys off. I respect your guys' integrity to the game.
Can I do a few honorable mentions?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Above the Rim. I drafted it in a sports movie
Yeah.
before. Tupac Shakur. Sneaky good movie. Airheads.
I had that too.
Yes,
a good
Brendan
one.
Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. Adam Sandler.
Sandler.
That's a good one.
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. The Santa Claus. Richie Rich was that year.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
they're-
Rich, the Iron Wolf was in his house.
The only one I really want to give some shine to is Little Big League, and I was in between Little
Yes.
Big League and Jesus Christ, why am I blanking? Right? And Blown Away, and Little Big League to me, there was something about it being a Twins team. You know, it was just like the Minnesota Twins hurdle as a kid and all that stuff. So like I loved it. I love Billy Haywood. I think some of those jokes last. But it's just as like a baseball movie, and it still doesn't like Angels in the Outfield is below Little Big League to me. It just could never cross that because I had Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So like then here came Little Big League. So like it just would feel disingenuous for me to put it on the board because it just like it's like ranch dressing light. It's Diet Coke to me. It's still a great movie, and I respect Little Big League. I want to give it shine. I think Bowers is one of the great characters in kids sports movies.
That's a good one.
yeah.
That's a real.
If you remember who Bowers is, the math guy doing the physics problems
Yeah.
and
Okay.
stuff.
And like the difference between Little Big League and Angels in the Outfield is that like you would never want Angels in the Outfield to happen to you with like having a deadbeat dad,
no.
but like your grandpa
Absolutely.
dies and you get the
He
you
like
get to
leaves
run
you
the
like
Twins.
the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
He leaves you the Twins.
You're
Yeah.
right. Like that would be fucking sweet. So yeah, I'm with you on that too.
I think KenJac probably wins this one if he makes the graphic. So
Well, okay, I'll be
Just
very,
kidding, I'm
very,
kidding.
very fair with this graphic. I promise you guys that.
A couple more here. Obviously, we got to mention that the Flintstones with Goodman and
Yeah, Halle Berry.
yeah. Gotta
Oh,
mention
yeah, she was the secretary,
Yeah,
right?
Halle Berry looking real nice in that
man.
movie.
Good
She's aged like a 1950
She looks the same.
Cabernet, man.
She looks
You
the
guys
same.
ever see
1950s
Monsters Ball?
vintage, but
Yeah.
yeah.
People always shit on it, but I find Clifford hilarious. It's so ridiculous, but it's
Charles Grodin.
crazy. Camp Nowhere, I love Camp Nowhere. The Page Master was solid. Milk Money, boys being boys, want to see some tits, you know.
Milk Money's great.
Yeah.
Ed Harris is great in that
Yeah.
too. Very soft touching role from Ed Harris.
Yeah, and Leprechaun 2.
Shut up, Ed. You just like Leprechaun 1 because it's Jennifer Aniston's first role, and
know.
Ed's dream is to meet Jennifer Aniston and compliment her on her role in Leprechaun
True.
1. True or false?
True.
Like
Ed,
she's
did you
your
get my
number one,
text?
and that's your move.
Ed, did you get my text to get me off the hook?
Yeah, I saw that. You're off the hook. All
Okay.
right.
A screenshot of, again, Ed texted me this afternoon, so I was a late fill-in, so
Yeah.
I didn't really get time to cross-reference my dates on my movies. I just saw Usual Suspects on the Google front page. So,
Oh, come on, no one's but
Yeah.
You're an honest
No, I would
competitor.
never try to snake it. I'm just mad at myself. I didn't remember it was a 95.
And my last one is Wagons East, not because it was a good movie, because John Candy died on set, so it was
Jesus, Ed.
sad.
peace,
sad,
John Candy.
touching. Yeah, I love John Candy.
Almost the Chicago movie.
Hey, careful there, R.A. Careful there, R.A. You know, I'm a little spinzo, man. I'm going to stretch it, okay? We just like Chris Farley here, maybe a little bit more than you guys in Boston do, huh?
No, I love him. It was sad he died, man. It seemed like that's the fate he wanted, man. That was the quote he always said, that's how he wanted to go out, like Belushi, man.
I would
That
do
was
anything
crazy.
to go out with R.A. right now and gas 1,000 beers for this fucking Bears game we're about to watch.
Yeah. On that note, that's all the time we got. All right, KenJac, thanks for joining us. That's it for today,
Absolutely.
everybody.
Anytime, fellas.
I won't have my flea market headphones next time. I'll try to get a free pair set in the meantime.
All right, that's it for today, everybody. Thanks for
boys.
listening. We'll be back tomorrow.